Interesting matchups for you today in college basketball. Free play on both, of course. Just a reminder, if you're in agreement with me on either of these, be sure to smash that like button. Also, comment down below at any time with any questions or thoughts you may have. Up first is going to be Northwestern at Ohio State, 6:30 Eastern time in Columbus. I like the under 142.5 here. Now, the Buckeyes did just let me down this past Sunday, losing here at home to Michigan. Final score there, 86-83. Really tough loss if you were an Ohio State backer like me. I had them on the money line. They just could not get over the hump. They did take the lead for a short time in the second half, but could not get the requisite stops we needed. In other news, it was the third straight game involving Ohio State that went over the total. All three of those have seen 150 or more total points scored. So that's certainly a little scary considering we're betting under 142.5 tonight, but that is where Northwestern comes in. Wildcats 314th nationally in adjusted tempo, so this one should be played at a slower pace than what we've seen in those last three Ohio State games. Now, if you've been paying close attention to Big Ten basketball this season, you are probably screaming at the screen right now, BP. Prior to their last game, Northwestern had a streak of 14 straight overs. This is true. But many of those had lower totals than this one, and a couple of them only went over because of overtime. We saw some defensive improvement from the Wildcats in their last game. They held Nebraska to just 68 points. Now, granted, Northwestern still blew a 20-point second half lead and ended up losing to the Cornhuskers, but it was defensive improvement nonetheless. A major concern for Northwestern, their fans know this, 0-8 straight up in true road games. So I would not be betting them to cover even with a double-digit number. But again, my preferred play here is under 142.5. Ohio State can defend the perimeter. They're number 3 in the conference at 3-point percentage allowed. That should keep the scoring down as well. I'll get to Wichita State and Florida Atlantic in just a minute, guys. But first, at WagerTalk.com, we continue to roll out these incredible special offers. You want to check this one out. Right now, you can get 10 days worth of selections for the price of 7 days. Just head on over to my page, wt.buzz/pp, to take advantage. For less than $10 per day, you will get every single premium release that I have in soccer, the NBA, and yes, college basketball. Wouldn't you know? Broke out the old broom last night for a nice little 4-0 sweep. Cincinnati plus 3.5, quite frankly, may have been the luckiest winner that I've ever had in my life. If you didn't see the finish of that one, make sure to check social media. I'll take it. And it was pretty easy winners, though, with both Penn State and Illinois State. They were short home dogs that certainly did not need the points. Both won outright. And that was after I started Wednesday with a winner in the Champions League. Sporting Lisbon plus half a goal. Few things hit harder than having plus half a goal in a match that ends 0-0. So if all that sounds like something you'd want to be a part of, just head on over to wt.buzz/pp to grab that 10-day special. Again, just $99 for every play I release. I'm on a 10-3 college basketball run right now, so heating up just in time for March Madness. Speaking of heating up in time for March Madness, we've got this Wichita State FAU matchup to discuss for Thursday. Florida Atlantic, 9 p.m. Eastern tip-off in Boca Raton. FAU opened -7.5. We've seen some books move to -8 this morning. Both these teams are playing well right now. Wichita State's won 4 in a row. FAU has won 5 in a row. Therefore, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be taking the points with Wichita State here, guys. The Shockers, they foul at the lowest rate in the American. And FAU, when they get to the charity stripe, one of the worst teams at converting in the conference. So free throws, not something we should worry about tonight. That's always a danger when you're taking the points. Is the favorite going to be hitting their free throws late to get them over the number? Don't think that will be the case here. As a matter of fact, I don't think FAU is really going to threaten to cover this number. They have Memphis on deck Sunday, so this could be a bit of a look-ahead spot for the Owls. Now, on the flip side of that, you could argue this is a letdown spot for Wichita State. Why would you say that? Well, because they just beat Memphis at home in overtime on Sunday. First win over a ranked team in 4 years. But what impressed me about the Shockers in that game, not only their defense, they held Memphis to 27 of 75 shooting, pardon me, and rebounding. They won that battle 54-45. But most impressive of all, Wichita State beat Memphis despite shooting only 19% from three. You got to tip your cap when a team can win a game against a top 25 opponent and shoots only 19% from three. I just don't see much separation between these two squads, Wichita State and FAU. Ken Palm has this as a 5-point game if that moves the needle for you. I'm taking +8 with Wichita State. Again, comment down below with your thoughts. Smash that like button if you agree. Don't forget about that 10-day special over WT.buzz/VP and that 4-0 sweep I had on Wednesday. Till next time, guys, let's cash some tickets.